Guess what, everybody? This is officially the 2-year episode for Somnilopod. Oh, that's so nice of you. I'm so glad that all of you joined me. I tell you, I am so grateful for all of you that have stuck with me from the beginning, and for all of those newcomers that have a hunger for fun and interesting tidbits about sleep. And speaking of tasty tidbits about sleep, I've got a juicy one for you today. My name is Jay, and this is Somnilopod. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am so glad that you're here. As I mentioned in the intro, I've got some tasty information for you today. In a new study presented at the American College of Cardiology conference recently, researchers found that people who have more beneficial sleep habits are less likely to die early. What do you think about that? Sounds like a lot of stuff that we've been talking about over the past couple of years. What the researchers did, they included data from 172,000 people that were of the average age of 50. It was almost split half and half, men and women, 54% women. So there was a few more female subjects in the study. And what they did, they followed people who were part of the National Health Interview Survey between the years of 2013 and 2018. Now, this study in particular looks at the United States population, and it does include questions about sleep and sleep habits. So now during that time, since it was a relatively long period of time, it's a good 5 years, what they found was that they did have some deaths occur of some of the subjects in the test. Little over 8,600 people died. And of those deaths, 30% were from cardiovascular disease, 24% were from cancer, and 46% were due to other causes. Now, what they wanted to find was that, or what they wanted to investigate, was whether or not these people's sleep habits had any effect on their mortality. So they looked at 5 different factors that they considered to be conducive to a good night's sleep or to good sleep habits. The first one was the ideal sleep duration of 7 to 8 hours per night, difficulty falling asleep no more than 2 times a week, and difficulty staying asleep no more than 2 times a week, feeling well rested after waking up in the morning at least 5 days of the week, and the big one, not using any sleep medication. And what they found was that of all of those 5, 30% were less likely to die for any reason, and 21% were less likely to die from cardiovascular disease, 19% less likely to die from cancer, and 40% less likely to die from causes other than heart disease or cancer. So if you had all 5 of those good sleep habits, your chances of extending your life, they found, were approximately 5 years for men and about 2.5 years for women. And we'll talk about that here in more detail in just a sec. One of the co-authors of the study, Dr. Frank Kwan, said, quote, "If people have all of these ideal sleep behaviors, they're more likely to live longer. So if we can improve sleep overall, and identifying sleep disorders is especially important, we may be able to prevent some of this premature mortality." And end quote. And I believe that is the crux of why women didn't fare so well in the study. One of the things the researchers point out was that when identifying certain types of sleep disorders, men present very specific symptoms. Women may not present those same types of symptoms. So women may be underdiagnosed or misdiagnosed for certain types of sleep disorders. So they feel that there's probably a little more research to be done and a lot better work to do identifying some of the sleep disorders that women present because of the different symptoms that they present. So there's always more to do in the world of research, and that's one of the avenues of research that they pointed out needed to be conducted. If you're thinking like I am, oh gosh, I don't do all 5 of those things, or I don't have all 5 of those good sleep habits. Do not fret. It is just like, and we all know what sleep hygiene is, don't we? And one of the most important things about sleep hygiene, especially that these researchers point out, is to try to maintain the same bedtime and wake time every single day. That's the most important thing you can do to help solidify your nighttime sleep. It's hard to do sometimes, especially on the weekend when it's cold and you're nice and snugly warm in your bed. You want to lay in the bed until about 8 o'clock. You're human. Everybody wants to do that. However, continuing to do that on a regular basis gives your body the impression that it's okay to be staying in bed longer, so your sleep tends to be a little less consolidated. Whereas if you were up and out of bed at a specific time every day, your body gets used to that. Other factors that the researchers point out is to make sure that your sleep environment is optimal. Cooler and darker is better. You always want to try to block out any extraneous noise that may be disrupting your sleep. You can use the noise of a small fan or a noise machine, a sound machine, to help take care of some of that stuff. You also want to avoid alcohol before bedtime, because alcohol, as it's metabolized, can disrupt your sleep throughout the night. So you may be able to get to sleep a little bit easier, but the sleep that you have is not going to be as good a quality as it could have been. And as always, they point out to make sure that you avoid blue lights like screens, computer screens, iPads, iPhones, all that fun stuff, to make sure that that's not affecting your overall circadian rhythm. Now, I hope this doesn't discourage any of you from making those changes. It's never, like I say, it's never too late. So if you need to develop some of those good sleep habits, start tonight. In fact, start in the morning, because that's the best time of day to start working on your sleep is in the morning. Get up at that specific time, expose yourself to some sunlight early in the day, work on things, try not to nap throughout the day as well, and avoid heavy meals and alcohol close to bedtime. I hope all of this has been informative for you. Please reach out to me if you have questions, comments, or concerns. You can reach me at j@somnilopod.com. You can also touch base with me on Facebook and Instagram, as well as through the YouTube channel. I really look forward to hearing from you, and until we talk again, please remember to make sleep a priority. Thanks so much.